Penguin Random House Audio presents The Girl in Red by Christina Henry. Read for you by January Lavoie.
Good morning and welcome to day one of the full moon readathon. So I was going to wait to intro this until my hair was more dry, but I just got very exciting mail and I can't wait to open it. So we're just going to do this on camera now. So this is perfect timing because this is my book sleeve that I ordered from Happy Go Lovely Sleeves, and it is their collection for the full moon readathon. So she showed up just in time. Okay, let's take it out of the plastic so you can actually see it. Okay, so this is the Carmilla's wallpaper design. Look at the little beds. Are they sparkly? Kind of. Oh my god, I love it. It's so pretty and gothic. And the inside is a gorgeous red. And I got the smallest size it came in because I have way too many book sleeves, but what I don't have is a sleeve for my Kindle. So let's see if she fits. Oh my god, it's so perfect. Cute. I love it. Now I can take my Kindle everywhere without worrying it's gonna get scratched. I love it so much. This morning you would have seen that I started the audiobook for The Girl in Red by Christina Henry. This is for the werewolf character, the first prompt being read a book with a wolf involved, and there is a wolf on the cover. It's a Little Red Riding retelling, so I think there's going to be a wolf involved. I'm not too far into it yet, but I am working today with it being Thursday, and I can usually listen to audiobooks for the majority of the time while I'm working. So I am going to get to that. Hello! I am more put together now, and I'm about to take my lunch break and try and figure out what I want to eat. So I thought I would check in and give you a little update because I have made it to 40% of The Girl in Red. Is that what this is called? Yeah. I'm really liking it. So I knew this one took place in like a post-apocalyptic world, but I didn't realize that we would be getting so much of the like before and like the very beginning of what happened. And it's basically a pandemic book. This actually came out in June of 2019, right before the COVID pandemic kind of happened here. So it's just so interesting to me the way that authors write these books and then something in real life happens that is so similar to what is being described in this book. In this book, there is a sickness that takes over and it causes coughing and then eventually death. And it's a lot worse than COVID was, of course, because it actually causes the downfall and destruction of civilization. So we are following a young woman named Cordelia who goes by Red, and we're getting flashbacks from before the pandemic hit and the kind of apocalypse happened, and then the world now a few months later. And I'm just really enjoying my time. I really like apocalyptic pandemic books. I haven't read too many, so I know a lot of people don't enjoy them because it's very close to what we've all lived the past few years. But because I don't read too many of them, I do enjoy the few that I have read. And I like that we're getting the backstory. I thought we were just going to be in the head of present day Red, where this thing has already happened, society has already fallen, and she's just dealing with the aftermath. But we're getting the beginnings of the apocalypse, and I like that a lot. So the main kind of driving force behind Red is she's trying to get to her grandmother's house, and that's where the Little Red Riding Hood retelling is coming in. So she lives 300 miles away from her grandmother at the beginning of this, and her family make a plan that they are going to go there. They just think it's going to be better where her grandmother lives. I don't know if they gave a reason, or maybe I just wasn't paying attention because I was working while listening. But yeah, they just have this plan that they are going to walk there. So as they're getting ready to leave, Red is kind of the only one taking it seriously. She has a older brother, a mother, and a father who as time goes on, they are taking it more seriously, but in the beginning, they're like, no big deal, it'll blow over, let's just stay home. And she immediately like starts ordering survival stuff, has a pack with her at all times, and is really trying to tell them like, guys, this is a big deal, let's take this seriously. So obviously some shit goes down because we know that in the present timeline she is traveling alone. So we are just kind of unraveling the past, figuring out how she got to this point, and then following her journey now where she is trying to get to her grandmother's house. So far we have encountered a few other humans, and it's just really dangerous for her because one, these other humans could be carrying the disease and she is trying not to get infected, and two, they could be trouble. They could want to hurt her, take her things, all that. And another added factor is she has a prosthetic leg. When she was 8 years old, she was hit by a car and she lost her leg. And I'm loving the representation, like it's very real. She talks about how because of this, she has to take extra precautions to make sure that it doesn't get infected. She can't travel as fast as she might want to get to her grandmother's as fast as possible. And yeah, I'm loving that that's included, that it's like a real depiction. So at this point, we have not encountered any real wolves. I don't know if it's definitely a metaphor for the other people and the disease that's out there threatening her, but I don't know if we're actually going to encounter a real wolf. She is traveling through the woods, so I guess it's possible. But yeah, we're just going to see what happens. My goal is to finish this book today. Actually, my goal for the next 7 days is to finish a book every single day. And one of those days I'll have to squeeze in an extra book because I do have 8 books on my TBR. But yeah, so I think it's definitely doable. It is, like I said, 2:30 and I'm already 40% of the way through. I'm gonna keep listening while I work, and then later we will start something physically. I have a pretty chill night. I want to go to the gym after work. I have to pick some things up at Target, but then besides that, I will be here. Jan is also doing live reading sprints on Patreon, so I will be joining that and hoping to get a big chunk of whatever book I decide to pick up physically read later. So yeah, really great start to the readathon so far. Can't wait to finish this one. I'm really, really loving it so far. Hello, I am back from the gym and I have my first reading update because I have finished a book. I have made it to the end of The Girl in Red. I don't know why I keep forgetting this title. And I ended up really liking it. Everything I said earlier still stands. It really stayed full of action and gory scenes all the way till the end. I liked the ending. I liked that even though it was on the gorier side, it was still kind of like a cozy horror. Like a little bit like Rachel Harrison's book, but like a step more horror. When I talked to you last, right after when I continued listening, something else happened in the story and it kind of took more of a sci-fi turn than I was expecting it to, and I liked it. I liked that it surprised me. I didn't see it coming, and yeah, it just made it more interesting. It wasn't just a pandemic apocalypse book. Like, it had this sci-fi element that was introduced and it was fun. I liked the reveals. I liked getting to know this thing that was introduced to the story without giving too many details away. I've decided to go with a 4-star rating because it just didn't give me the 5-star feels. It was very short. How long was this thing? It was an 8-hour audiobook, so that's on the shorter side. And I feel like if it had been longer, maybe it could have gotten to a 5-star rating. Just with it being so short, like, it was very just focused on the main character's journey, and we didn't get too much like world building. We didn't get an explanation of why the world ended and like why this stuff happened, but I still think it was fine for what it was. Like, this book wasn't really about that. It was more about the main character's journey to find her grandmother. So yeah, super excited to already be 1 book down. So I am watching the reading sprints that Jan is doing, and I need to decide what I want to start physically. I'm kind of leaning towards Leather and Lark because it is a little bit thicker. And I feel like just getting momentum on the bigger book for the first day when I feel like reading and I'm motivated would be the smart move here. So I think I'm gonna start this one and just try and read as much as possible during the first hour-long sprint. dedication says, for those of you who just came here after Butcher and Blackbird ice cream and just read the Leather and Lark triggers and thought, she's not really serious about pizza, right? This one's for you. And a playlist. I hope you can hear me okay, and the two fans running in the background are not too loud and annoying, but like I simply cannot survive without them. I couldn't even stand sitting in the living room to read anymore because the high ceilings in there and like the fabric of my couch are the worst in the summertime, so I decided to move in here to continue reading. So while I'm not going to bed, I wanted... Okay, let's get this angle figured out. Okay, I'm using my pillow to hold you up. So anyways, not going to bed yet, but I wanted to do my kind of day one, end of the night check-in because I am basically gonna go wash my face and just kind of get into bed for the night. I ended up making it to page, where is the page number? Page 79 of Leather and Lark. And I'm liking it. I liked the beginning a lot. The opening scene where Lark and Lachlan meet each other was really, really funny. And then we're actually getting like time jumps in this. So they meet in the beginning in this kind of like messy situation that Lark gets herself into, and Lachlan is called to clean it up. They don't know that like the other knows. So like Lachlan is Rowan's brother from the first book, and Lark is Sloane's best friend from the first book. So they don't know like that the other knows each other, that they have this connection. So they end up meeting. Lachlan is cleaning up a mess for Lark, and they just have like a super rude interaction. Lachlan's a huge jerk to her. He ends up locking her in his trunk and just thinks she's like really spoiled and entitled. But it was really funny. They had some really good banter with each other, and like I was laughing. And then we have a time jump, and I got to the pizza scene. So if you know about the first book, you know that ice cream is ruined. In this book, it's pizza and beer and something else. So that was really funny. Not as good as the ice cream scene. Like, it definitely didn't ruin pizza for me, but it was okay. So now we've had another time jump, and we're kind of getting to what's explained on the back about them having to get married. Not there yet, but like Lark just had the idea to help Lachlan out with the situation he's currently in. And yeah, we're gonna go from there. It's definitely a hate to love so far. Like, they cannot stand each other. I think that's it for today. So overall, a pretty successful day one with finishing one book and getting an okay amount into the second one. I'm definitely going to try to finish this one tomorrow. I definitely read physically slower than I can finish audiobooks, and I do work again tomorrow. It is Friday, so I will be listening to an audiobook while I work. We will pick that one out together tomorrow. Besides that, I purposely did not make plans tomorrow so I could spend a ton of time reading, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Morning, friends. Happy Friday. I've had a great morning so far. I woke up about 30 minutes before I had to sign into work so I could read a little bit more of Leather and Lark. I'm enjoying it. I definitely like lost a little bit of interest since the beginning, but I think now that we've gotten to like the marriage of convenience aspect of the story, I think it'll pick up again now that Lark and Lachlan will be interacting. A lot of what I've read so far is like following them separately. And I think once we get to just following them together, I will like it more. So there's that. And then I did start my next book. I started the first book for the Raven prompt. I decided I'm gonna go in order and do all of the first prompts first, I think, instead of like trying to complete the whole characters. So that is The Virgin Suicides by Jeffrey Eugenides. And I have a bad feeling about this one. I am 10% in, still in chapter 1. Wow, this is a long chapter. It's an hour long. Ugh, there's only 5 chapters. Eesh. Okay, so long chapters, I didn't know about that. I am thankful I have the audiobook. Yeah, so in chapter 1 so far, we're kind of getting set up that this is a story being told by the neighbors of this family where the 5 daughters all commit suicide. And it's told from the perspective of like young teenage boys who are already ill. And then I'm just getting like the vibes that it's very much gonna be like about the boys' lives instead of the women that commit suicide. Like even the very beginning was like, this is the story of how these boys' lives were changed forever. And it's like, I really don't want to read about how a man's life was changed. It is a classic for a reason, so I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna keep going unless it gets too insufferable. But at the end of chapter 1, trigger warning, they just used the R word and then used another very gross word for a mentally disabled person. So not loving that. This was written in the 90s and set in the 70s. Not that it gives it an excuse, but like at least it's not like a book that came out last year, you know? We're gonna keep going. I like the writing so far. It's not like the writing's bad. It's just, it's a man author writing about 5 girls. It's just feeling kind of anti-women right now. Like, I don't know what the general consensus on this book is. Does everybody agree that it's very anti-women? Like, I'm gonna have to look up some critical reviews and all that. I just kind of went into this blindly because I've heard about it and I had this pretty edition of it. So yeah, I'm gonna keep going with that, but just warning if you were gonna pick it up, because I was not aware of this stuff going in. I've just made it to the 50% mark. I ended up taking a break. I did some editing and now I am getting back to work and going to continue listening, but I thought it was a good point to give you an update. Everything I said before still stands. It has gotten a little better. Nothing else too offensive has been said. Just overall, it's not speaking very highly of women in this book. It is from the perspective of some teenage boys. Well, I guess they're adults now, but they're looking back on their teenage years and like the time when they knew the girls when they were still alive. But yeah, just be prepared going into this. You're getting the perspective of teenage males. So far in the story, the men, they're really treating these sisters like the manic pixie dream girl character. They don't really know them. They're just kind of observing them from the outside, making assumptions about them without getting to know them. There was a scene where some of the boys actually asked the girls out on dates to homecoming, and like this is their first instance of getting to know them, and like they're so shocked that they're just normal people. There's nothing like magical about these girls. They're just normal girls. They're just like everyone else. So that was a fun scene. I like that they're thinking of them more as human now. I'm still enjoying the writing. It is very beautifully written. So far at this point in the story, we've only had one sister commit suicide. So I'm in chapter 2 now. No, I'm in chapter 4? What the hell? Okay, I was expecting there to be a suicide every single chapter. So this whole time I thought I was still in chapter 2, but no, I'm in chapter 4, which is like a 3-hour-long chapter. Why? So yeah, I just started chapter 4. So at this point in the book, we haven't had any more death, but I'm sure they're gonna start coming rapid fire because we only have half of the book left. I think that's it for now. I'm gonna get back to work. It's only 2:15 p.m., so I should definitely be able to finish this, if not before work ends, pretty close, pretty early this evening. And then, like I was telling you yesterday, I don't think I have any plans tonight, so we'll do this one, and then I'll be able to get back to Leather and Lark. Yeah, I'm just really happy with the pace we're going. I'm not getting too burnt out yet, and hopefully I can keep it up. So I hope you have a great rest of your work day, and I do too. I am going to go do that now, and I'll see you later. Hi, it's me again. It is too hot to exist right now, so that's why I'm hiding in my bedroom. And I am about to pick back up Leather and Lark. I haven't read any more today, so still at page 116. Hoping to read about 100 pages before I fall asleep. That'd be pretty nice. So I do have an update because we did finish a whole book today, and that of course is The Virgin Suicides. So I finished it actually before I finished work today. I finished the audiobook and I was just really conflicted. I did not know what I wanted to rate this. I was confused, so I ended up reading some stuff online, looking at some reviews, and I actually watched the movie, which that movie was so good. Like, it definitely convinced me that I liked the book more. But what really did it for me is I was reading some Goodreads reviews and I wasn't sure while reading it. I mean, I know I told you that I felt like it was very like obviously written by a man, and I'm actually thinking that this was done on purpose because I think the author was actually trying to be like satirical and write about the male gaze, because he has this group of young men. They are our narrators, so we never actually get to hear from the women themselves. And I feel like that was just such a smart way to do this. And I just feel like that was like definitely done on purpose, because we only heard about these women through the eyes of the men, and they were super, super sexualized. Okay, I pulled up the Reddit thread where I was kind of reading people's reviews because I just am not smart enough to parrot back what they were saying. I totally agree with what I'm reading. So the boys are kind of like the chorus in the Greek tragedy, telling the story to the audience, and then they give voice to a gaze that objectifies and polices young women. And then there's also a lot of commentary on like society and like because the book's set in the 1970s. So it's like critiquing the ideal perfect family, because on the outside, these 5 sisters and their parents looked like the perfect family. And then obviously so much was going on that we didn't see. And we are also like the boys, just looking in and observing this family. Here's another one that says, the girls are treated as objects of fantasy, desire, and obsession, onto which the boys of the neighborhood use to project whatever they want. The novel ends with their realization that they never understood them or truly knew them. Because while I was listening to it, I definitely felt like there were things that like I needed to dig deeper to truly understand it. And I listened to this all in one day. This would be a great book to actually like read physically and analyze like every sentence. I'm sure there's stuff I'm missing. So like on the surface, I wasn't enjoying it because I didn't see like how satirical the writing was being until I kind of like thought about it. So yeah, I decided to go with a 4-star rating. Well, it definitely, like, it didn't give 5-star feels. It wasn't a favorite of all time, but like, I don't know, I like it a lot. And I think the movie was so great and like actually added to my enjoyment of the book. So yeah, really happy with our progress today. Is our little nightly check-in before I say goodnight. We finished a whole book, a whole nother prompt checked off. This one, of course, was for the Raven to read a classic. I think this counts as a classic. I consider it a modern classic, so I'm counting it. Yeah, so definitely, like I said, goal is to read more of this and then hopefully finish it tomorrow, because again, we are sticking to our 1 book a day goal. Tomorrow, I have a little bit more of a busy day. So I am going to the Oddities and Curiosities Expo that is visiting my town tomorrow. So I will take you along. I feel like that's a perfect activity for the Full Moon Readathon because it is definitely Jan's type of thing. I know that she went to one earlier this year and I just can't wait to show you all of the cool and creepy things. I went last year and it was so fun. I am going to get coffee and breakfast with Dan and my sister, so I will be bringing this and trying to read as much as I can. And then yeah, okay, that is all. Hope you're having a great day or night, and I will see you tomorrow. Sunday morning, so we did not talk at all yesterday. It was a very busy day, but I wanted to come in and give you a little haul. I had a really fun time. It's so cool to go like see all the different things that these people have made and are bringing to sell, and yeah, just a fun, weird time. So first up, one of my absolute favorite shops was back this year. Last year I got a print from them, and this year I had to get another one to just add to my collection. So this is Blasco Bat. He's what I got last year. And he's so cute. And now I got Michael Mouse to add to the wall. And these are by the shop. Okay, I thought the shop was named Gentleman Bats, but on the back of this one, it says Gentleman Mice. And then it has the artist's website at the bottom. I will link their information below if you're interested. I do believe you can buy online and they'll ship it to you. But these are prints, and the originals are made using coffee and acrylic paint. It's the same for the bat, and they're just so cute. I love my dapper little gentleman, and I hang them on the wall above my computer in my office, and I'm so happy to have another one to add to the collection. So they were the #1 shop that I was excited and hoping would be back. So very happy I was able to get a mouse. I was between him and a vampire cat, but like the mouse was just so cute. I had to go with the mouse. Okay, so next up I got another print, and I don't see the artist's name on here. My sister also bought from them, and I think they gave her a business card, so I'm gonna have to look them up and link them below. But they had a bunch of really beautiful art. So I will be also getting a frame for her and hanging her up on the wall. Those are the big purchases. And then I just got a few other small things. There were so many things there that like I wish I could have purchased, but they were just out of my budget. And a lot of it anyways was just like taxidermy and wet specimens. And I personally don't want that stuff as home decor. I like looking at it, but yeah, I think it would make me sad to have an animal in a jar. Okay, so next up, I thought this was really cool. This is from the Gravestone Girls, and they are all about preserving cemetery art and history. So this is actually a replica of a tombstone in Massachusetts, and each magnet actually comes with a little information card to let you know whose gravestone this is actually from, a little bit about the person. So that is so cool. So this one is called The Dust of Death. The sun rises on this life, and the moon shines on the dust of what remains when we are no longer. These celestial faces peer out from the gravestone of Captain William Hales, who left this earth June 5th, 1790, aged 33, and resides in First Parish Burial Ground, Gloucester, Massachusetts. This piece of historic cemetery art is cast directly from the face of an old New England gravestone. It is completely handmade and finished. And I just liked that it was like a little sun face. Yeah, I thought that was really, really cute. And now I have a piece of history from the 1700s as a magnet on my fridge. Next up, oh my god, I am so obsessed with this. Look at her. She is a little mushroom lady. So I love her so much. She's a little candle that I will not be burning. I will just be putting her somewhere as decoration. Okay, next up, one of my favorites. I'm so happy they were back this year, and that is Little Spooky Studio. I got a print from them last year. I followed them on Instagram forever. Their stuff is so cute. So I got a pin that says, "Is it October yet?" And a little sticker of a ghost reading a ghost story. Then I also got this sticker from, I have this one's card, KWT Studios. I follow them on Instagram forever. This is also where I got my Voracious Reader shirt from, if you saw that in an earlier clip. And I just got this sticker. So they had this design on a t-shirt or like a tote bag because I would have gotten it, but they only had it in sticker form. So this is what we got this year. And then I think the last thing I got was this little iron-on patch of a bat popping out of a jack-o'-lantern. I'm gonna iron him on to my jean jacket, and this is by Melanie Christopher, illustrator and designer, and her shop is called Still Dead Illustrations. They had a ton of really, really cute t-shirts, so I think I will definitely be following her on Instagram and maybe buying a shirt in the future when I just have a little extra money for that. So yeah, that's everything I got. Super fun, highly recommend going if you're into weird stuff or like beautiful art. There was a lot of like horror movie stuff there, a lot of like cottagecore whimsical stuff, a lot of mushrooms, and then I ended up getting into bed for the night and continuing to read Leather and Lark, which I got up this morning and I finished the little bit that I had left. So we have now officially finished another book for the vlog. I don't remember what this one was for. This is a book with humor in it. Is that correct? So this has got to be the clown prompt. So we are one step closer to completing all of the first prompts for each character. Thoughts on this? I haven't even rated it yet. I literally just finished it and then came out here to talk to you. I think I'm gonna go with a 3.5 star rating. It's between a 3 and a 3.5. It was fine. It was just nowhere near as good as the first one. It was weird, right? Because it was doing the enemies to lovers thing. And then like, I feel like the switch over to like them liking each other was just very sudden. I didn't really get why it happened so fast, like what caused them to like each other. And then it kind of just felt like a copycat of the last book. Like she had so much success writing about serial killers in the last book that she had to come up with a reason to like continue writing about killers. Just like Lark's motivation to be a killer doesn't really make sense because why is she hiding it but Sloane doesn't hide it? And then like Lachlan makes sense because he's a contract killer and that was talked about in the first one. But yeah, I don't know. It just felt like messy, disorganized, not the best book, but like it was fine. I liked the spicy scenes. I liked the romance. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I would have preferred if Butcher and Blackbird just like stayed as a standalone. I don't think we needed this like second book in the series, and I'm sure there's going to be more. It kind of seems like they're setting it up where Rose is going to be the third book, and yeah, I don't know if I'm going to pick it up. I'll probably look to see like how the ratings are, and if people are loving it, I'll pick it up. But I know with this one, like it doesn't have the best reviews from people I follow, so like I probably could have just listened to that and skipped to this one. But I don't know, I really liked the first one. I liked all of the like classic serial killer references. There was a lot less murder in this one. That's my thoughts on that. And then that means that we are ready to start our next book, which I have to grab. And that is Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage. I'm so excited for this one. I've heard it's even better than the first one. My hold actually came in for the audiobook from my library today. I will probably try to clean up the house a little bit, get ready for our camping trip that we are taking next weekend, and as far into this as I can, maybe finish it. Like, it's short. I finished Done and Dusted in one day. So to keep up with our momentum, oh, I didn't even realize there's a sticker in here. I bought this one off of Pango used. To keep up with our momentum of finishing a book a day, I should probably try to finish this today. It is later and I have kind of just been doing stuff around the house. I've been alternating between the physical and the audiobook. So I think I just passed the 50% mark. So I thought it would be a good time to check in. Okay, I am at exactly the 49% mark in chapter 17. And I'm happy to let you know that I am really liking this one. Okay, so thoughts so far. In this one, we are following the brother of Emmy from the first one, Wes, and he is renovating the like house that's on the ranch property to kind of be like a bed and breakfast. And he has hired Ada, who is a interior designer, but she also does like the renovation, like she's everything. So she comes in from out of town and goes to the bar where they all congregate in town, the one bar in town. And while there that night, she spontaneously decides to make out with a hot stranger. This isn't what she normally does, but she just got out of a divorce, and it was a hot cowboy that walked in. And as you can probably guess, that ended up being Wes, her new boss. So they kind of started off on this like kind of awkward but also cute meeting. Now they're just kind of dealing with suppressing their feelings because it's not really appropriate to be hooking up with your boss slash employee. So yeah, I really like Ada's character, probably more than I liked Emmy's. Not that I disliked Emmy, but like I'm just really relating to Ada. I know a lot of people related to Emmy because she had really great ADHD representation. Ada's giving me like social anxiety representation, and she hasn't like come out and said like, yes, that's exactly word for word what I'm diagnosed with, but a lot of her feelings I have also felt myself, and I myself am diagnosed with social anxiety. So she just like, since getting out of this messy divorce, she doesn't have any friends. She did know Teddy from college, and that's how she got recommended for the job with Wes. But like currently she does not have really any friends. She's just kind of on her own for the first time in a very long time. And I just read the scene where they have a girls' night and they blast Taylor Swift, and it made my heart so happy. I just find myself really relating to everything Ada is talking about and feeling, and always feeling like you're saying the wrong thing. And like, it's like the author knows me and like read my mind to write this character. So I'm loving it. Wes is fine. He's cute. He's like the people pleaser, like the good guy. And like, I don't know, I haven't fallen for him, but I don't dislike him. But yeah, like Ada is definitely hands down my favorite. It is currently, my phone died. I don't know what time it is, but the sun is just starting to set. So it's probably about 9 o'clock. So I will hopefully finish this tonight. I have just over 100 pages left to go. So that is absolutely doable. And I just noticed there's a recipe in the back. That's so cute. Okay, I'm not gonna read that until I get to the part. That's all for now. I did just notice I really hate Wes's face on the front. Like, why is it pushed up against her like that? It's like that picture of that guy kissing Noah Cyrus at some award show that everybody made fun of a few years ago. That's what it's giving. Good morning, besties. Ignore my hair. I don't know what it's doing. So, some reading updates. I did end up finishing Swift and Saddled last night. I just didn't feel like talking to you anymore last night. I don't know. I just was like relaxing in bed, listening to the last little bit of this, and I really enjoyed it. So I decided I'm gonna go with a 5-star rating. Well, it's not like the best book I've ever read. Like, it's not that serious. I had a really fun time reading it, so I'm gonna go with 5-star. I think I liked, oh, my bookmark's still in there. I do think I liked it just the tiniest bit more than Done and Dusted, and like I don't really even have a reason to tell you other than I just loved Ada's character so much. Like, I think everybody will probably have a female main character that they relate to the most in this series. I'm just assuming. We don't have the last 2 books yet, but that's usually how it goes. And for this, like, Ada is me. Just everything she felt and was saying, and like the self-sabotage, and like, yeah, I know it's a problem, but still, it's just so nice to see somebody making the same mistakes and thinking the same irrational things that everybody hates you and you always say the wrong thing. And just Wes was just so patient and knew exactly what to say, and I love it. Like I was telling you last night, I didn't exactly like fall for Wes, but I do think that he is like the perfect partner for Ada, and really no complaints or critiques. I'm just super excited for the next book. It's going to be Gus, and I have been waiting since like the very first chapter in Done and Dusted when we got like the snarky interaction between Gus and Teddy. Like, that book is going to be incredible. And then she did announce the one after that. I am really hoping that she's going to announce another book in the series and it follows the mom and dad of the Ryder siblings. I think that would be so cute, especially because we kind of got a little bit of their backstory in this when they were talking about Ryder Day, and like, I think I would love that. I would love to know more about the mom in this. So yeah, those are my thoughts on that. And then that brings us to our TBR of the day. I have already started the audiobook for Just Like Home by Sarah Gailey. Oh my god, the audiobook is so good already. So as soon as I pressed play, I was like, I know this narrator. Like, it's just like engraved in my head. I really love her voice. And I looked it up, and the narrator is Exie Sands, and she narrated Plain Bad Heroines, which, like, one of the best audiobooks I've ever listened to, and I think it definitely, like, is the reason for me giving it such a high rating. Like, the book was good, but the narrator of that audiobook. So I'm so excited to listen to another book by her. I just love her voice. It's just so, like, eerie and, like, I don't even know how to describe it, but loving it. So this one follows a woman. Her mother is sick, and she returns home to kind of spend some time with her, help her out through her last days. She knows her mother is dying. And then I think this one, her father was a serial killer, maybe. Like, they haven't said that in the book yet, but I'm pretty sure it's in the synopsis. So I think the main character is going to just, like, uncover some secrets that he left around the house that they weren't aware of. And it's just got, like, a really, like, gothic feeling to it so far. Like, the house feels like a character, and it's just very, like, menacing. She's very afraid to be in her old room with the lights off. I'm just excited for all the creepy vibes. And then real quick, my battery is flashing. I'm going to throw a second book on the TBR for the day because the audio for Just Like Home is pretty short. I'll probably finish it before I'm done with work. And then after work, I'm going to try to read the entirety of Death Note volumes 1 and 2. This is volume 1 of the Black edition, but it has 2 volumes of the manga in it. So this is a reread if you missed my August TBR. I love Death Note. It's one of my favorite animes of all time, and I've always wanted to read the manga. I own all of them, and I have read this one before back in, like, 2018, but I read this one too close to watching the show, so I was kind of, like, sick of the story. But I think there's been enough time now that I'm missing the characters, and yeah, I just really want to read the manga. So my goal is to read one of these a month until I finish it. So I thought this was the perfect reason to pick it up. Manga for a readathon is always a good idea. So I'll give you my synopsis later on if you don't know what Death Note is about. I feel like it's pretty well known. But yeah, I should have no problem finishing 2 books today, which will put us right on track to just finish this readathon before my deadline of me leaving out of town. Gonna get back to listening to Just Like Home, and I will talk to you later. I've just made it to 60%, chapter 19 of Just Like Home, the audiobook. So I thought it was a good time to come check in. And things have taken a turn, and I'm bored. Like, it's got a really good, eerie, gothic vibe to it, but I'm kind of getting sick of it. Like, we need something to happen. Nothing's happening. She is in the house where she grew up, and she's reliving a lot of these memories of her and her father's interactions before they found out what he was secretly doing. And, like, while the interactions are a little unsettling, nothing too wild has happened yet. Like, I'm just kind of bored. She is watching her mother deteriorate, and her mother keeps saying, like, kind of ominous stuff, mentioning things about her father that she never knew. So, like, we're getting little elements of creepiness, but, like, I want more. I'm bored. So I am going to turn up the speed to probably 2.5 to hopefully get to something more exciting than what's happening. Like, I don't know. There was a cool scene that happened in the basement when the main character finally goes down to the room that her father has told her is off limits. And I guess that was like a little twist that was revealed, but it wasn't really explained. Like, now I just have more questions than we got answers. So yeah, I'm just waiting for things to be explained. I didn't think there would really be like a twist in this book. Like, we kind of know what's going on. And, like, it still hasn't been said outright that her father was killing people. So, like, is that a spoiler? Because I'm pretty sure it was in the synopsis. So, yeah. I'm going to keep going. Hopefully this thing picks up. Okay, I made it to 78% chapter 27 and my prayers were answered. Something exciting finally happened. I don't know if it's enough to... I don't know what I'm sitting at right now for a rating. I know it's definitely not a 5-star. So yeah, if it keeps up this momentum and it has a really great ending, maybe a 4-star, but I think right now it's probably sitting at like a 3-star. Hello, I thought a new location would be a little more exciting than constantly talking to you in my house. Yes, I do sometimes leave the house. We just went to the gym and now we are picking up dinner because I wanted to treat myself after working out. We are getting these vegan chicken finger subs from this place I really like, and they are so good. Anyways, I finished well at the gym, just like home, and I'm annoyed. That book was not it. I will say I did not see that twist coming. That's a positive, I guess, if there is any. It was surprising. It was a surprising ending, but it wasn't good. I think it was really, really dumb, and yeah. That like cool thing that happened that I was telling you about, it didn't happen again or like go anywhere. So yeah, do not recommend that one. 2.5 stars if I didn't already say that. But yeah, so we're gonna head home. I'm gonna eat my sub and then we're gonna start Death Note Volume 1. There's a big chance that she smacks me in the face or leaves. Yeah, she doesn't like to be perceived. So, the glare is terrible here. I'm trying to find a place with good lighting. Hello, it is now Tuesday afternoon. I just finished work and I'm actually now on vacation for the next 7 days. So super exciting. I didn't get to start another audiobook today. I was just too busy trying to wrap everything up before leaving work for the next 7 days. And I kind of failed at my challenge last night. I wanted to finish Death Note Volume 1 of the Black Edition, and I only read that much before I got tired and went to sleep. So I made it to chapter 3 of the first volume, because remember, there are 2 volumes in this. So yeah, I am confident that I still will finish this either today or tomorrow. I'm not really like pushing myself too hard to do it today because I do have tomorrow like the entire day off of work. We don't leave for camping until Thursday. Tomorrow my job is to pack, get ready for my trip, and to wrap up the readathon and complete all of the prompts. 3 books left before I complete all of the bookish prompts for the readathon. And then I just have the 4 self-care prompts, but those will be a lot easier to do. We do need to talk about, because I finished the clown character except for the self-care prompt, so that will be the first one that I end up doing. And for that, the prompt is to do an activity that brings out your inner child. So I decided I have to go to Target anyways today, so I'm gonna go get a coloring book and maybe some crayons. I have like adult coloring books, but honestly, they're way too complicated for me. Like, I want like a children's coloring book with like big pictures, not all these like intricate details that you have to use like a fine tip marker for. Like, I just want to relax and color. And then like, I'm thinking I could probably bring this to camping with me and all of my friends would love to color with me. Maybe I'm the only one, but yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to go get that from Target today and then come home and start another audiobook. I need to go. We are going to go do some running around and get ready. And yeah, I will talk to you later when I'm back from the store. Well, I did my little coloring activity. I decided to start Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, and my phone just died, so I don't know where I am, but I'm so obsessed with this book. Like, I am laughing out loud. I love this. I mean, like, I knew I would because I'm literally using this prompt as read a book by an author you love. But just like every time I start an Abby Jimenez, I am so blown away by just like the way she can write characters and like banter and flirting that has me kicking my feet, giggling from page one. I am already head over heels in love with our male main character, Justin, and oh my god, I'm just obsessed with this book. I am getting into bed now, and I'm gonna keep reading physically until I fall asleep for the night. And yeah, I want to do nothing else but just keep being with these characters. So this one follows our main character. What is her name? Emma. Oh my god, I know this. So this one follows our main character, Emma, and her best friend, Maddie, are traveling nurses. And they, one day, read a Reddit thread, one of those Am I the Asshole stories, and it has been written by a man named Justin, who, oh my god, it was just so funny. Like, I literally told Dan about the, like, fake Reddit story in it because, like, I just couldn't stop laughing about it. So, long story short, Justin's Reddit post is about how he is like kind of cursed. He's called the good luck charm because every time he breaks up with a woman, she goes on to find her soulmate. Like the next person she dates, she marries. So as Emma and Maddie are reading this, they decide that Emma should reach out to Justin, message him, because this happens to her too. Every man she has dated has gone on and gotten married, like within 6 months of them breaking up. Like they always find their soulmate. So they do. Emma decides to message Justin. They start talking and flirting online, and Justin is so funny. I'm just loving all of the humor in this. Emma has some baggage, some family issues with her mother that are hitting me in the feels. Justin has some family issues too that we've learned a little bit about, but we don't know the whole details yet. And just like, I already know this one's gonna make me cry. So after getting to know each other, Emma and Justin decide that they're going to date just for the summer because they think that they'll be able to cancel out the curse. If they date for a few weeks and then break up, they should both go on to find their soulmates. Obviously, with it being a romance, I think we know how it's gonna end, how I hope it's gonna end. It would be very shocking. She throws us off by making them not get together in the end, but yeah, I can't even like say any more coherent words because I'm just obsessed. I am so excited that I get to just binge this tomorrow, that I don't have to work, that I can just do nothing but read this in the morning. So that's it for now. I am going to go get into bed and read as much as I can. Ready for bed? You want to go to bed? You want to go to bed? He just laid down and got comfortable. What do you think? You want to go to bed? Is it bedtime? You say good night? Good night. I wasn't gonna update yet. I actually just got out of the shower. I bleached my roots because we're doing something very fun to my hair later today when it dries. You'll have to wait and see. I was gonna wait to check in until I looked a little better, but I am literally tearing up at Just for the Summer. Like, it is so cute. I love this book. I wanna like scream it from the rooftops how obsessed with this book I am. It's just so good. I just love Abby Jimenez's writing. Oh my god, she knows. She knows exactly how to write a love story and these characters, and she'll throw in these like heartbreaking sentimental scenes and then like have humor the next sentence, so you start to tear up, but then she like lightens the mood with the humor, and oh my god, I just love this book. I really, really, really have a good feeling about it. I don't think it's gonna end in pregnancy because of things that are happening. I think it's gonna be 5 stars. Like, it has to be. I think it might be on my favorites of the year. Like, I don't even have words. I love this book. I love this book. I've made it to chapter 26. I read more last night, and then I got up, and while I was dyeing my roots, I listened to more. Just, wow. Just the relationship with Justin and his mother, and Emma's like empathy for people. Like, she does it to a fault because of the situation with her mother, but she is just so forgiving and understanding, and the way she just kind of like talks Justin through this hard time that he's having and puts it in a perspective that he wasn't considering. And I never want this book to end. Like, I want to listen to it for the rest of my life. So, oh my God. And then like the raccoon scene, I was literally laughing out loud, like cackling in my bathroom while doing my hair. My neighbors probably think I'm insane. And then like I'm in the shower washing my hair out and I'm like giggling. Like, there's a scene that I just got to in chapter 26 where Justin surprises Emma after her mom disappoints her, and like, I might start crying. I just wanted to scream about this book. This man, we don't deserve him. Nobody deserves him. Like, I know fictional men are built different, but like Justin, the unicorn floaty, oh my God. Oh my God. I want to cry. I love this so much. I've made a mess. I am starting to pack. Poe's helping. Are you a good helper? A good helper. Can I have that? Thank you.
If not for the house getting a little smaller behind me, I wouldn't think I was going to be able to.
Finished. 6 out of 5 stars. 10 out of 5 stars. Like, going on my favorites of the year. Favorite romance of all time. Like, are you kidding? And then the epilogue. And it did not end in pregnancy. I'm unwell. I need a minute. Okay, now that I've calmed down a bit, hang on, I have to go mute Jan. It is reading sprint time. Okay, I'm gonna pause her and I will watch back to what she's talking about when the reading sprints start. And then my battery decided to die. Okay, so we have made great progress. I obviously finished the book. 6 out of 5 stars, but like officially 5 stars because that's the highest you can give on Goodreads. I loved it. No critiques, no complaints. It was incredible. It didn't end in a pregnancy. I'm gonna stop walking around because my kitchen is a mess. Okay, we are back. We are back to sitting at the table. All right, also, can we talk about how funny it is with my bright blonde roots? Usually I would throw some toner on there so they aren't so yellow, but because I'm doing hair dye later, there's no point. So just ignore how silly I look right now. It's actually looking like okay on the camera, but just know in real life, it's like a banana. It's like bright. So, yeah, besides just gushing over how good that was, like it really did talk about serious topics. It talked about mental health. It talked about attachment issues and growing up with traumatic things happening to you, and just parents who mean well but shouldn't have been parents. And oh, it was incredible. So good. Both characters had personal journeys they went on. They both learned how to love each other and deal with these things. And I just want to scream about how great this book was. Like, Well, I do think you get more out of it reading all the books in the series. You could definitely go into this one without doing that because the connection to the other characters in the past books doesn't come out actually until the end of the book. So like the whole time I was trying to like figure out how it was connected. Just like all those romances, you really could read them out of order. I think this is definitely my favorite. That hurts to say because A Part of Your World has always been my favorite. That is my book. That is the Alexis and Daniel book. I mean, I'm still happy that one was a 5-star, but I think this one's taking over as my favorite of the series. Like, it was just so good. It was just so sweet. Like, it's just incredible that Abby Jimenez's writing just keeps getting better and better with every book. And like, even the second book in the series, Yours Truly, y'all know how I feel about the ending. Even that book, I loved it until the end. I'm just so excited to read more from her. She's definitely one where I need to be like at the bookstore on release day and reading her books immediately. Like the fact that I waited, this one came out in like May, June, like it's been months. Why am I just reading it now? Is that now that we are sprinting, I am going to start my last book I need to start for the readathon. I know you're probably yelling at me that I still have to finish Death Note. I know. But I'm kind of feeling like actually reading a novel right now. So I think because I've done a lot of work, I deserve a little bit of a break. And we are going to be starting The Eyes of the Best Part by Monica Kim. This is the Evernight edition. Here, I'll go back to where lighting was okay. This is the Evernight edition. Hopefully I'm not spoiling anybody because at this point, my box was delivered at the beginning of August, and this vlog is not going up until like the middle of August. So yeah, I wanted to read this as soon as it came out, but then I heard it was going to be the Evernight book for July, and I decided to wait. Like, if you have not seen this book yet, how does somebody come up with something like this? The hand, the woman, like, oh my God, it's gorgeous. Like, I don't even want to like physically read this because I'm scared of ruining it, but like, also I do. So this one is 270-ish pages, it looks like, without spoiling myself. It is a little longer than I thought. I thought I had checked and it was only like in the low 200s, but I'm confident in us. We're gonna finish this. So I am actually going to go, no, I'm gonna make myself lunch real quick, and then I'm gonna sit down and read for at least the first sprints. Second sprints, I don't know. Like, I'm kind of doing great on time. I've got everything almost packed. I'm waiting for another load of laundry, and then I can finish packing my clothes. I've got the car almost all the way packed. Yeah, I'm just feeling really good about this year that I am going to have everything done on time.
Perfect.
My hair is still drying, so sorry to tease you, but I am going to edit this clip to make it black and white. I will reveal the hair color to you tomorrow once I style it and put on some makeup. I am happy with it. It didn't... I mean, you'll see tomorrow. It's a little patchy, which I don't know if it was the hair dye or if it's just because my hair is damaged from all the bleach, but like I definitely like slapped that on. I used the whole jar of dye and yeah, I went through and I made sure every piece was coated, and I could even see like blonde streaks that are left in it were completely coated in dye. The dye just didn't stick to it. So overall, I'm happy with it. I'm gonna see how it fades. If I'm feeling like I want a brighter, try a different brand of dye, but I was really just looking for something a little different to do for camping. So I will do the big reveal tomorrow, but my reason for checking in is I just finished Volume 1 of Death Note. And as a reminder, this is my mummy book for a book you've had for a long time. This is definitely like, when I got back into reading, this was one of the first books I bought. Even before I started reading Junji Ito, like I'm pretty sure this was my first manga I ever bought. And just based off of, I knew it was an anime I really liked. So I think, I didn't even think about what I wanted to rate it. I feel like I want to give it like 4 stars, maybe. The ending of this volume though, chapter 7, I think it was, the like bus scene, that one has always been my favorite in the show too. And like I said before, like this manga, well, I guess the anime came after, right? The anime is so true to the manga, like panel by panel, like perfect adaptation. I highly recommend it if you haven't seen the anime yet and you're at all interested. It's one of my favorites. So this takes place in Japan, where a high school student named Light one day sees a notebook fall from the sky, and he picks it up and it ends up being a death note, which is a special kind of magical notebook owned by a Shinigami, which is a death god, and they're these super creepy looking beings. Fun fact, I love Ryuk, who is the death god in this. I actually wanted to name Milo that for a minute. Just like, he looks so scary, but... Okay, this is Ryuk. So he sort of looks like a monster. And then that's Light. So Light has the ability to, any name he writes in this death note ends up dying. And he can be as specific or unspecific as he wants about the death. If he doesn't give a reason, they just die of a heart attack. So this whole first volume is him just kind of trying to like test the limits of the death note. He takes it upon himself to be sort of like a vigilante. Like, he thinks he's doing the right thing by only killing criminals, but obviously the police do not. So they actually hire like this super top secret, really successful, like, not private investigator. I was not expecting fireworks, and then just to see them behind me, that was scary. Can we not? It's like, what day is it? It's August 7th. What are we celebrating? Are we done? Okay, hopefully I can wrap this up real quick before they continue. What was I even saying? Oh yeah, L. So L is like this, I don't know, he's just like the best investigator out there. So they bring him in, and now Dan's FaceTiming me. Hang on. This man, first of all, he is being an angel and doing some last minute running around for our trip, and he said I could stay home and read. But he FaceTimed me because he got to Target, realized he didn't have his wallet, and ended up going back to the last store he was at just to find it laying in the middle of the parking lot because it fell out of his pocket. And like, he is so lucky that last store closed at 9 p.m. and there was probably like no one else there. Otherwise somebody would have taken that. And he has my Target card on him, so... This is why I have to go everywhere with him. He cannot be trusted alone. Okay, what was I saying? Light's doing the vigilante thing. Elle is hunting him down. So I'm just really excited to continue the series, be back with characters that I know and love. And I just know from here it just gets really fun and interesting. We just get into like the investigation, how Elle is trying to figure out who it is and how Light is deceiving them and making them believe he is not the killer, and just Ryuk is like the comic relief because he's not on anyone's side. Like, even though he is following Light around and Light's the only person that can see him because he possesses the Death Note, like, he's just here for the chaos. That's exactly why he said he dropped his Death Note into the human world. Like, he was bored and he just wanted to witness some chaos. One more book to finish, which is, the title's not even on this. I picked it up to show you the spine and the title is not, you know what it is. The Eyes of the Best Part. I only read one chapter during sprints earlier because Dan needed help mowing the lawn before we left and I wanted to dye my hair. So I think I will listen to the audiobook while I fold some laundry. And I think first I probably have to give these guys dinner because that's usually Dan's job, but he's not home to do it. And Miss Kit thinks she's going to starve if I make her wait any longer. She just looks like a void. You can't even see your eyes on the camera. When you can actually see what she looks like. I've made it to the 50% mark of The Eyes of the Best Part, and I'm liking it. It's not giving me the 5-star feels yet, which I'm a little worried about because, like, I was predicting this was going to be, like, my new favorite book ever, my entire personality, all that. I think it does have potential. We just haven't gotten to, like, the horror aspect yet. I don't know if this is one of those books where it's really not going to get horrific until the ending. Maybe? So yeah, in it we are following our main character. At the beginning of the book, her father has just left, so her mother is going through it, and only a few months after all this happened, her mother meets a man named George, who is just a complete jerk. He's really, really gross. He's really just disrespectful. He's just, like, inserted himself into their lives, and he's not even calling them by their names because he can't pronounce them. He's calling them nicknames. It's just gross. But he has these, like, bright blue eyes that our main character is just obsessed with, enthralled with. She cannot get them out of her mind, and she starts having nightmares about them and starts imagining what it would be like to eat them. So that's where we are so far. She is in college, and we're getting a little bit of that, like, B plot of college. She has a friend named Jeffrey who I'm getting bad vibes from. I'm not trusting that he's all good. He's giving me, like, very controlling. He's gonna be upset if she tries to make other friends. He doesn't seem like he's going to be able to take rejection well, and I feel like he likes her, and she does not. She just sees him as a friend. So the chapter I just listened to, we got the tiniest little hint of, like, maybe what's to come. But I feel like this is going to be a slow burn. Like, we're just going to be anticipating her fall into madness. Kind of expecting it to be like more like Mayfly, like more of a serial killer story instead of just like this one obsession. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. She could go on to kill a bunch of people. We'll just have to see. So it's now 1 a.m. I only have like an hour and a half left of the audiobook, but I do have to get up really, really early. So I'm thinking this will be my last check-in tonight. And then I didn't want to extend the vlog into tomorrow because I'm leaving for my trip. But if we have to finish this real quick and wrap it up in the morning, I think that should be fine. Hopefully I will have time to do that. So I think I'm gonna get into bed now and just listen until I fall asleep. And we will talk tomorrow morning. So, hi. It looks so fun and cute. I feel like cotton candy. I need to get it like in the sun, but it's rainy and cloudy right now. So I'm sure in the camping vlog there will be lots of shots of it in the sun. It turned out so cute. I will say it looks a lot better curled when it was straighter, when it was drying. It definitely looked patchy, like back here, I can definitely pick out some blonde parts. I used Overtone for the first time ever. It was so thick and like smelled like toothpaste. It kind of had the consistency of toothpaste actually. And like I'm used to working with like real hair dye that's like wet and slippery and goes in your hair easy. Like I was tugging on my hair to get it through and covered. So I don't think I'll be buying Overtone again. I like the color, I just don't like how it turned out. I am still listening to The Eyes of the Best Part. I have an hour left of the audiobook. I have some, obviously, things to do this morning, so I'm gonna finish that real quick, and then we're going to close out this readathon before I have to leave. I have just finished The Eyes Are the Best Part by Monica Kim. I don't want to say I'm disappointed because I am giving it 4.5 stars, but it was a disappointment for me because I expected to give it 5 stars and it to be like my new personality, my new favorite book of all time. And it just wasn't. I wasn't as obsessed with it as I wanted to be. And I think the reason for that is like the action kind of took a while to ramp up, whereas with Mayfly, it was like murder from almost page 1. I did like the little twist at the end and how Ji-won kind of wrapped it all up. Only a case of supporting women's wrongs. It's not really a good for her book, but it's like a women doing bad things kind of book. So yeah, and I do like how it left off just like alluding to what she was going to do next. So yeah, I think 4.5 stars feels correct. It just didn't hit hard enough to be a 5-star, but it was very, very close. And if Monica Kim writes more stuff like this, I will definitely be picking it up. So that means we have officially completed the full moon readathon. That was a really, really great week. I think our lowest rated book was 2.5 stars, which isn't the best, but like, you know, could have been a lot worse. I had a bunch of 5 stars. 2 or 3, and we're only on the 8th of the month and I've already read 8 books, so incredible. Big thank you to Jan for hosting this every year. It is just so much thought goes into it. I love the prompts. I love the whole like collecting characters thing. It's just so unique and unlike other readathons. And I love the little self-care acts you get to do after finishing your books. And I just love it, and I will participate every single year that you decide to keep doing it. Yeah, guys, I think that's it. I am almost ready to leave for my trip, which means the next vlog will be starting right away. I'm probably going to film my intro right after this before we leave, if this looks familiar in the upcoming vlog. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, of course the emoji of the video has got to be a moon emoji, your pick. As always, I hope you read a good book today, and I will see you soon in my next one. Bye.